what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. And tonight, I am giving you guys an update to a story that I did 2 years ago. Now, I don't really talk about Trinidad and Tobago, but for some reason, 2 years ago, a story out of Trinidad came across my desk, and it was basically about a young woman who was out with her boyfriend, who was a thug and an artist, a dancehall artist, and they got ambushed at a hotel. He was the intended target. The gunmen were trying to unalive him, and in the process, the girlfriend got unalived instead. Now, 2 years later, her boyfriend, the dance hall artist and all of that, he has now been arrested in connection to a shooting and a drive-by. Now, the car involved in this shooting belongs to a woman that was later found deceased after the shooting. So we're going to get into all of that. But first, let me refresh your memory on the story that I did 2 years ago about this piece of boo-boo stain. And then we're going to get into more women being involved and injured because of this boo-boo stain as well. I want to remind you guys that I do have a website, www.niqueatnight.com. Go to my website and support your girl and clear out this website because I got new stuff that I'm trying to introduce and I need y'all to get on into it. Let's roll my previous video and then I'm gonna give you guys all of the details on the new stuff. Hey, tonight we're gonna be talking about this tragic story that happened out in, I believe, Trinidad, and how this beautiful young woman ended up getting entangled and losing her life behind dealing with this Dusty. But her life was lost and he lived to celebrate another day. After it was found out that he was in stable condition, he immediately took to his social media to rejoice on how happy he was that he is alive to see another day and that he's fortunate that he was able to still be here, as if his girlfriend is not tragically gone behind him. But I'm going to bring you guys up to speed and tell you guys the goings-ons that's goings-ons. It's a mess. You really have to watch who you get involved with, the company you keep, and everything like that. An Instagram photo went up. It shared the location that they were at. The people ran down on them, and that is how the tragic story went. But I will bring you guys up to speed by reading to you the goings-ons that went on. So an Instagram post advertising their whereabouts is basically what led to the shooting of this local dance hall artist and the death of his girlfriend in the car parked at a Cascade hotel. So police said around 2:15, the artist, which is his Dusty behind Kalanji, and the girlfriend, Bridget, she worked the accounting firm at PricewaterhouseCoopers. They had just gotten into his Toyota Altis, and that is where they were headed to leave the Bricks Hotel autograph collection. Now, while they were seated in the car, a group of men armed with assault rifles ambushed the couple and opened fire on their silver-colored compact vehicle. Police said Kalanji was struck in both legs and James, the girlfriend, was shot several times in her upper body. The killers then fled in a waiting vehicle. Terrified residents and hotel employees called the police and the ambulance service, who arrived within minutes. They took both injured to the hospital, where James was pronounced dead on arrival. James is the girlfriend. Kalanji is the Dusty boyfriend. So Kalanji, the Dusty boyfriend, remained in stable condition. And police revealed that Kalanji's birthday was on Thursday. And yesterday, when this was written, the couple went to celebrate his birthday at the newly opened hotel. So they went to this hotel to celebrate his birthday. And this is where they are. So they go out and they celebrate his birthday. When they were there celebrating his birthday, Bridget, which is the female, she posted up photos of them at this hotel. Police described the deadly attack as gang-related and that Kalonji was a member of the ABG Anybody Could Get It crew. It says police said James, which is the girlfriend, may have posted a photo of themselves at the upscale hotel on Instagram, and as a result, rival gang members knew where they were and even the time they could strike. The killers are believed to have waited in a near parked car. When the couple emerged, they got riddled with gunshots. The couple had been taken to the hospital. The residents nearby said that it was heavy gunshots. They immediately closed their doors and windows. They said those shots did not sound like normal gunshots. They were using some type of machine gun to get them. Another resident who lives further up said that the heavy gunshots sounded like it was very close. And they also said that it was, traumatizing. It says on the YouTube hosting site, Kalonji's video for his single Triple has amassed over 4.2 million views. The song speaks about gang warfare experiences within their communities, and a lot of prop guns are seen in the video. As you can see here, there's more that they wrote up, but I mean, you kind of get the gist of it. The Dusty behind her is a gang member. He's also a dance hall artist as well, who basically promotes and glorifies gang lifestyle. His girlfriend goes with him to celebrate his birthday, and the car, once they leave, get riddled with bullets, and she is the casualty. The father of the girl, Bridget, took to social media and basically said that he had no idea that his daughter was dealing with this dusty clown. Okay, and I'm going to show you what the father had to say, and then I'm going to show you how this Dusty took to social media to basically celebrate that. Unfortunately, she's gone, but hey, I'm glad that I'm still here, and I can't wait to play, and I can't wait to do some more music. I'm going to share that with y'all in a minute, but let me first share what her father had to say about it, because her father said he had known about his daughter dating this Dusty, that he would have put an end to it immediately. Okay, so let me press play on this.
Old Bridget James said he had no idea that his daughter had been dating Trinidad artiste Kalonji Arthur. She was killed on Friday as the couple were seated in a car which was riddled with bullets as they were about to leave the Bricks Hotel at Cobblins Avenue in Cascade. Police said Kalonji was struck on both legs and James was shot several times about her upper body. The killers then fled in a waiting vehicle. Patrick James told the Sunday Express from his Maracas Valley St. Joseph home, quote, "We didn't know him at all and we saw his photo for the first time on Friday. If I had only known who she had been liming with, that would not have taken place, but I didn't get a chance to talk to her because I would have put a stop to that long time," end quote. He said that on Thursday morning, when he awoke, he wished her a happy birthday and she told him that she would be going out with friends. He said he thought it was friends from work and wanted her to enjoy it. Bridget's grandfather stated that he knew her very well as a child growing up. He said she was a bookworm who always wanted to make it in life and had always been an excellent student, as failure was never on her agenda. He said his granddaughter's death reminded him of the movie The Wrong Turn. The grandfather lamented that Bridget did not even get a chance. He said we all make mistakes in life, and with this incident, she was never given a chance. Bridget was to start a new job in the Cayman Islands this month. She had 4 siblings, 3 brothers, and 1 sister.
All right. So this is the Dusty post that he posted, paired with a couple of photos of them together that night. Okay. And this is what he had to say. And it pretty much was a, sorry that she did, but I'm glad, it wasn't me type of post. So let's read it. Grateful for all the continuous support, condolences, and prayers. Also want to send condolences on my behalf to Bree's family and my sincerest apologies. Last but not least, I want to thank God for another opportunity at life and for keeping stable my mental status. Can't wait to get back to being able to doing things I love, especially my music. Bree, love always, BBG. On behalf of me and my entire team, thank you. The girl caught a bullet that ended her life that was meant for you. And all you got to say is, oh, sorry, sending condolences to her family, but I'm thankful that at least I'm alive, and I can't wait to get back to doing music. What? And then it's like, it's one of those things to where, sometimes you may say something and you don't realize how callous or how heartless your words spoke. Maybe he is grateful that he's alive. You know what I'm saying? And he could have died. And maybe he could have typed this not really fully thinking about how heartless it is. But this post was made 3 days ago. There is now 2,000 comments telling him how wrong he is. 2,000 plus comments telling you how wrong you are, and you still keep it up. Like you didn't even try to say, you know what? Edit. I sound heartless. I sound like a bitch ass nigga. I sound like a dusty ass coward. You don't even edit it once you realize, okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you don't realize how much of a weirdo you sound. But 3 days later, 2,000 plus comments later, you still leave it up like, let's go through some of the comments let's read this again. Last but not least, I want to thank God for another opportunity at life, for keeping stable my mental status. Can't wait to be back to being able to do things I love, especially my music. Love you forever, Bree. So there's 2,000 comments calling him trash, saying everything under the sun, and we are going to read through some of it. So someone took to social media and said, wow, this is so tasteless. Dirty boy, the woman dead because of you, and you want to promote yourself and talk about getting back to doing what you love? Somebody said, you promoting music while showing fake condolences? Boy, bye. Another user says, this is so disgusting. How much did she even mean to you? It's given, sorry it happened, glad it wasn't me, back to business. Like, how disgusting. And then the audacity to promote your music on a post about your lady's death when the bullet was actually for you? Like, what? Another user says, I hope your music flops. Okay. Someone says, hire a public relations representative. This statement is off and it's causing more harm than good. Sincere condolences to the family of this young lady. Another person, one of those situations where saying less is better. Condolences to the family on the loss of a young queen. This is the most tone-deaf and outwardly disrespectful tributes I've ever seen. Another person says, this was a perfect opportunity to speak out against gun violence and discourage the nation's youth from it. I was having high hopes that this horrible incident would have caused you to be a catalyst for change. It's the disrespect and audacity for me. Even yam heads in the comments, that's why I know he would still prosper after this, because plenty of y'all blame her and are as nonchalant as he is. Y'all will continue to listen to his music. What a waste of an apology or statement. Don't worry, the same God you're thanking will teach you a lesson worse than death. All right, so that was my video from 2 years ago, and I'm going to stop it right there because the person who left the last comment 2 years ago when it first happened was spot on in their prediction of what was going to happen today. Now, fast forward 2 years later, 5 months ago, he recently released a music video, and as you can see, it got a lot of views. It got 420,000 views. And if you click on the video and go down to the comments, he has a lot of people still supporting him. Period. They're so happy for the music. I want to remind you guys that I do have a website, www.niquelaclaire.com. Go to my website and support your girl and clear out this website because I got new stuff that I'm trying to introduce and I need y'all to get on into it. They're saying that he never disappoints his fans. They're saying that this song brings back good vibes. It says that he's one of the best. He never disappoints. They're talking about he's going to go global, how the song is on repeat. They're going to run it up and so on and so forth. They don't care about it, period. So now enough of that. Now let's go to the news article that I told you guys about in the beginning, where I told you that he is connected to another woman losing her life. Now, in the article, it's not saying that he is the one who unalived her, but she was found deceased. Her car was used in the commission of this drive-by. And when I show you guys later news reports, it shows that she was a taxi driver. She was robbed. She was shot in the head and then discarded and thrown over like this cliff type of thing. And then there was this drive-by that he was charged with. Let me just read the article and bring you up to speed. Okay, so this article by The Guardian in Trinidad and Tobago, it gives a little bit of details on the situation that landed him back behind bars, and now he's out on bail, but it's some serious stuff involving some women and some people getting pow, pow, pow. Now, if you see right here, it says Tobago and Trinidad artist Kalonji Arthur has been granted $1 million bail after appearing virtually before a magistrate judge yesterday. So that was the article from The Guardian. They didn't really go into a lot of details. So let's skip on over to another website that gave better details on this story. So boom. So going down to this article, it gives you the whole thing. So it says Trinidad artist Kalonji Arthur has been granted $1 million bail after being charged in connection with a shooting incident in Speyside, Tobago. Arthur appeared before a Tobago magistrate on May 16th facing charges of wounding with intent to do grievous bodily harm, shooting with intent, possession of a firearm to endanger life, possession of ammunition to endanger life, possession of a firearm, and possession of ammunition. According to reports, on May 3rd, a group of people were standing along the roadway near a bar at Windward Road, Speyside, when a white Nissan Tita pulled along them. Several explosions were heard as it appeared that the occupants in the Tita opened fire on the group. Police arrived at the scene to find 6 people nursing gunshot wounds. Police said the vehicle involved in the shooting belonged to Chanel Walters Joseph, who was unalived and her body found over precipice in Tobago. Her unaliving occurred just hours after the Speyside shooting. Arthur has granted bail at $1 million with surety or alternatively $100,000 on bail. The hearing is scheduled for February 26, 2025, and then it reaffirms the last headlines 2 years ago, and it says Arthur made headlines in September of 2022 after a shooting at the Bricks Hotel in St. Anne's, which claimed the life of his girlfriend, Bridget James. According to reports, gunmen opened fire on the couple in the car of the hotel. Arthur was said to have been the target of the gunmen. However, James was also shot in the incident and subsequently was deleted. Now, you see, he was the cause of his girlfriend getting unalived, and then now he is being charged as the person responsible for shooting all of these people, and then the car that was involved in it belonged to a woman that was unalived a couple hours later. What? Like, how is he out on bail? That is so crazy. Like, I don't know how they do things in Trinidad, but like, what is really going on? Like, 6 people get shot. A 7th person is deceased. Her car was involved in the situation. She ended up deceased hours later. He's the one that's charged for it. But then he gets granted bail? Huh? Now, as I stated, I just don't understand how he got bail, especially being the graphic details of her unaliving. Now, I went to Wix News to get a better understanding of what happened, who she was to this story, how she became a part of it, and how her vehicle was involved in the shooting that 6 people got shot. And then I seen articles where it says she was the 7th victim and she was deceased and thrown off a cliff and discarded like trash. So when I did further research, I came upon this article from Wix News, and it says 32-year-old female taxi driver robbed, shot dead in Tobago. So if you go down, it says Trinidad and Tobago, the semi-nude body of a female was found by residents in Tobago on Saturday, May 4, 2024. The deceased has been identified as 32-year-old Shellen Walters Joseph, and she's a resident of Mount Marie. It is reported that the victim was a taxi driver on the Straight Stand in Scarborough and was hired by 2 men who robbed her, allegedly shot her in the head, and then threw her over a precipice in Tobago. The vehicle that was used in her unaliving was later abandoned in the Delaford region. It is being said that the same vehicle was used in the Speyside shooting last Friday. It says, according to the information, 2 persons were walking along Sawmill Trace in Mount St. George around 10:50 a.m. when they found Shellen's body. It was reportedly clad in her underwear and a green top, and the body had blood and bruises on her face. The individuals immediately notified police officials, who arrived at the scene with medical officials and transported the body to the Scarborough General Hospital mortuary for an autopsy. The police found the body with her undergarments slightly down on her leg and bare feet lying on her side, with what appeared to be blood on the face area and on the roadway. Notably, officers of the Homicide Bureau of Investigations also visited the scene. The police officials have launched an investigation into the incident and are seeking for the suspects who carried out this brutal incident. They also said that they haven't found any motive for the murder as of now. This is crazy. And then if you go back to his article says, let me refresh your memory on what his article says. It says that the shooting that he did happened on May 3rd. So it says, according to reports, on May 3rd, a group of people were standing along the roadway near a bar at Windward Road, Speyside, when a white Nissan Tita pulled alongside them. Several explosions were heard as it appears that the occupants of the Tita opened fire on the group. Police arrived at the scene to find 6 people nursing gunshot wounds. Police said the vehicle involved in the shooting belonged to Chanel Walters Joseph. And so the vehicle belonged to her, and they found her on the 4th. This happened on the 3rd. They found her body on the 4th, and she was a taxi driver that was robbed and shot and deleted. And her car was used in the commission of this situation. And the artist guy is the one charged with it. All right, so now let me play what her mother had to say about this situation. Her mom was contacted and spoke to the news. So let's hear that report.
Sharon Walters, mother of Tobago's latest murder victim, 32-year-old Charlene Walters Joseph. The grieving mom said her daughter, a mother of 1, was a taxi driver and was hired by 2 men before her semi-nude body was found. Passers-by spotted the victim's body over a precipice in Mount St. George last Saturday morning along Sawmill Road.
Yeah. So besides the law, I put it in God's hands. So because God's justice, no man cannot comprehend and know what God will do.
The grieving mother is praying that the men responsible for her daughter's murder would be captured.
She was just, boy, I don't know what to say, but she was just nice. She was good, willing to help anybody at any time. Just hoping that they could find them guys that do something like that.
Sources close to the case told the TV6 News that Walters Joseph was hired by 2 men from the Straight Stand in Scarborough. They later announced they holdup, robbed her, shot her in the head, and dumped her body over a precipice in Mount St. George. The Tobago Homicide Bureau is spearheading investigations. Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
Shalon was a very good friend to me. Shalon was like a mother at my side. Shalon was like a sister at my side. We planned everything together. There's nothing we do without each other. Right. Shalon loved to dress. She loves to look beautiful. Very hardworking young lady. Always have a smile on her face. Shalon, just a few words to you, my friend. Goodbye is not forever. It simply means I'll miss you until we meet again, my friend. Shalon, I want you to know there are no goodbye for us. Wherever you are, you will always be in my heart. I miss you. How we used to talk every night, every minute of every day. How we both was able to share everything on our minds daily. I like to say, Jeremiah, Auntie will always be here. No matter what, I'll be here for Jeremiah, for Daniel, for them both, as she was. Thank you.
She was always joyous, bubbly, and you could never really tell if something is really wrong with her. And I just chose to recall this moment with you guys, and I think she would want us to remember her for her greatest times, and let us all be strong together for her.
So I want to send a message. We have to come together to stop crime in Tobago. It is getting out of hand. And what is most bothering is that we know who the criminals are, but we are keeping the information to ourselves. We need to pass on information to the police.
Although there isn't an A in her first name, Sharon ascribed the attribute of ambitious to her daughter. As remarked by her aunts and uncles, what stood out the most was her bubbly personality and her willingness to share what she had with others. Whatever she did, it was done wholeheartedly. A budding entrepreneur willing to try her hand at anything to earn a living once it was legitimate.
Okay, so that was what her mom had to say to the news. In addition to some of the highlights that I seen, her celebration of life was streamed on YouTube. And so I watched it and I pulled out a couple of things that was said about her so that we can get to know her personality and realize how this was such a senseless act that was done to her and how such a gem was taken from her family. It's such a sad and tragic thing, especially being that this Dusty that is in connection with all of this, he's responsible for the young woman 2 years ago losing her life. The people was gunning for him. He was the intended target and she lost her life. He came to social media celebrating like, okay, well, sad she gone, but glad I'm still alive. And then 2 years forward, now we have this story of him being in connection with this drive-by, the taxi driver being deleted, her car being used in the commission of it all. And it's just all a mess, and he was charged for the crime. Now, again, they didn't explicitly say he's the one who unalived the taxi driver, but if her car was used in the drive-by and then she was found deceased the next day, I mean, we'll see what the court documents say, but they say her name is in connection with all of that, and she was deleted, which is him in addition to the situation 2 years ago in BS and people around him being fatalities to the BS that he got going on. Now, if you look at his social media, he don't have a care in the world. And again, I'm baffled at the fact that he was charged with all of these things, you know, with the shooting, the drive-by, 6 people got shot. Then she was later found deceased. Her car being used, He got $1 million bail. He's out on bail. And he is just living his life. Let's go on over to his social media and see what he has going on. And like I said in the article, he doesn't have to face the music of any of this until next year. So he gets to live his life, hang out, chill, and then February of next year is when he sees a judge. Huh? I don't know what they got going on in Trinidad and Tobago, but that is crazy. Let's go on over his social media and see what's a Dusty social media is given. Now, let's go to his IG. So this is his Instagram page. He only has one photo up on his IG. And that's him from February. I guess, you know, chilling out. And then he also has a Threads account. So Threads is similar to Twitter, and that's where you basically give your thoughts and say how you feel about certain things. So let's just breeze through and see what he's talking about. It says, accomplishing what y'all pay to get done through respect. Very cordial, very demure. If not, then I do it myself. Very evil. So, in so many words, like, he's telling you how he get down, and it's crazy, like, you're out on bail. Like, how do the courts work in Trinidad? Because out here, that would be very damning, very incriminating, and very much, like, you confirming what you are alleged to have been done. Like, what? Accomplishing what y'all pay to get done through respect. Very cordial, very demure. If not, then I do it myself. Very evil. Crazy. All right, so let's look at some more. It says, a boy can't put value to my ting. Not now, not ever. Take it or leave it. And then he got this A-ball. It says, we all sin differently. Don't judge me for mine. The things I depend on don't carry any emotions. And then it says, she ain't love you if she never packed all her ish and actually got to the airport and still come back. Love like Dove. Like, first of all, once you get a girlfriend unalive, the bully was supposed to be for you, and then she get unalive, you should be banned from women forever, like indefinitely. Like, boy, women, you don't even need to be able to be having access to women at all. Like, you got a girl unalived 2 years ago, and then this year, like, it's just too much. So anyways, that's his Threads account, and he is a dusty, like I said 2 years ago. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it, and let me know what's it giving. Now, I want to remind you guys that I do have a website, www.niquelatnight.com. Go to my website and support your girl and clear out this website, because I got new stuff that I'm trying to introduce, and I need y'all to get on into it. Ciao. Enough with that, Dusty. That was his social media. Like I said, he don't have a care in the world. This situation, the drive-by and all that, it happened this year in May. And then, as you see, as of recently, just in August, he over here talking about he get it done, whether he got to do it or not. Very demure, very evil, whatever the heck bobblehead stuff he said. And then 2 years ago, like I told y'all about the other lady, I just want to send my condolences out to both young ladies' families. Anybody who has been a catalyst to his foolishness, my condolences go out to you guys, because he is a menace, and hopefully he is held responsible for anything that he is guilty of. Now, obviously, you are innocent until proven guilty. However, he was charged with it. We'll see what the outcome is, and we'll see how he gets out of that one, because he just, like I said, it's the August very evil, very I get it done myself for me, that I'm just like, boy, I can't wait till they lock the key and put you away, because we don't need no more women to lose their lives behind your carelessness, your callousness, your evil. Because 2 years ago, there was a lot of rumors of people saying that how he got hit and the bullets that was in the girlfriend body, a lot of people alleged, I wasn't there, I don't know, alleged that they thought that he probably used the girlfriend as a shield, being of how like his hand barely got hit and how his leg barely got hit, but the car was riddled with bullets and she was filled up with bullets, and then he just had, like, you know what I mean, as if he like held her up or something. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's what the allegations was in my comments 2 years ago. And then you see this, just Dusty. And that's it for this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. But this is August, and I'm going to be doing updates on several stories that I've done in the past that there is an update to it. Now, I did a lot of research in the last couple of days, and so I'm going to be bringing you guys updates on several stories. Y'all let me know a story that you want to see me give an update to, that you're like, dang, Neek, I wonder what happened with this. I wonder what happened with that. You did a story on this, boom, boom, bop. Let me know so I can give you guys an update, because all week long we doing updates to stories, period. And that's that on that.